This is going to be the Insider's video review for Wednesday, September the 16th, 2015 for Drummond Energy Bands. Please read our trading disclaimer. So today you can see in the market, price is really struggling. If you examine the market a little earlier, you'll notice that we had some strong dots up, pulls back to a block, which we would anticipate to be strong, pushes higher, strong dots, we pull back to the block here. This is where we find excuse me, the buy setup. But you'll notice as price goes higher, we don't actually go through this crest of resistance, just like we did, for example, like we did here with this crest of resistance. This crest of resistance here didn't provide resistance, but this one here is. So, market basically has difficulty moving around here, and one could have taken a short here. As you can see, the resistance is holding, right? And one would also say that it appears like this resistance is acting like support, and then of course we actually do have some support down here on this chart. So it made it very difficult to go down. Excuse me. And then once the market opened, in this area here, you can see how we went back up, tested the crest, and then with some strong dots here, we're expecting the block here to be strong with this up green arrow, and that's where we'd be looking for a buy. We got the hourly mid there, valley of support. This is a great place to engage the trend because we had the strong dots up to take a buy. And then of course, we did put in a higher high. Now the dots are weak under this condition, but we're not respecting this as resistance. We're not respecting that as resistance. So the market is definitely trying to go higher. So we would anticipate a block back to here, a good place to buy. And then again, this is acting like support, and we've got support here again. It's another really good place to be looking, to get long here in the market. I'm not feeling 100% today, so I'm not really going to go into much more of that today, other than this last buy setup here. I'm just going to look at the trade chart here. So we're going to have a look at this area right here. We're going to have a look at this area, which is right here on our trade chart. So I want to blow that up and talk a little bit about that. So if you're just joining us, this is the 12-minute upper energy band and lower energy band, and that's the midline. Charlie has released 4 new videos that I think is very, very important everyone has a good look at. The new software coming out, we're going to have a midline. This is going to be the same E-mid. In other words, let me just point to this here. You'll see that the energy band, the upper energy band here and the lower energy band has a dotted line in the middle here. That's what we call the E-mid. Whereas, between the upper and lower yellows we have a solid white line. We could just call that the mid. So on this chart here, the current software that you have, that's called the mid. But we're actually going to be plotting the E-mid from the 12 minute. The upper energy band of the 12 minute, lower energy band, midline. So the E-mid line would be somewhere directly in the middle here. So if I was to draw, for example, between here and here, probably come in somewhere, in this neighborhood, and we're probably just going to plot that something like a white, But that would be the E-mid line here from the 12 minute. And Charlie goes into that in his videos, and I think does a really good job of explaining how the new software is going to provide not only the graphics, but the flexibility to change colors and, much more simpler. But also how he explains how the purples and the yellows make things simpler. So when you dissect the chart, you could keep them separate, or you could actually integrate them into like a combined chart. So when I look at this chart, here's what I see. I see price very strong with the dots below the solid bid line. Pulls back up into the block here and pushes down. Now as it pushes down, you'll see the dots starting to stay above the solid white midline here. For this white dotted line, this is our 12-minute midline. So that's starting to tell me that, this lower energy band and midline here of the 12-minute may be starting to hold. Now you'll notice as price goes sideways, back into the block, pushes down, lower yellow is not down again. This is the second time, right? First is here, second's there. Back to the block, right? Pushes down. Again, we got brick momentum for this lower yellow. So these are all accumulation signs or buying signs, So I'm thinking back on here for this particular area that this would be a potential good place to be looking to get long right in this level here. This is about 8.5, right? So this is about 8.5, same price level. So anyway, post any questions there, and we'll try to do our best to answer them. Thanks very much for